Okay, and welcome to Other Half Gaming's Mobile Monday. Today we're doing a bit of a versus episode, so I'm going to do a comparison between Temple Run 2 and Minion Rush. I love these running games where you have to keep sliding sideways and jumping over and dodging obstacles. I just find them really addictive, properly addictive. So we're going to start off with Temple Run 2. Of course, there is also Temple Run 1, and plays very, very similar. This has got a few extra characters, a few extra levels, so I stick with Temple Run 2 because it's not got any issues. It's nice and easy to play. So I've just got myself another treasure chest. I'm going to be honest, this has been sat on my phone for a while, and I do play this on and off because I find this massively addictive, really good little time killer. It literally takes me, you can literally do a race in a couple of minutes, so it's quite good if you're waiting for a bus or sat on a bus or waiting for somebody. I find it quite relaxing. So really easy to play on the screen, so literally you're swiping left and right with your thumb or your finger, depending on how you hold your phone. I'm playing this on Samsung Galaxy 5, as you guys know, and really super easy to play. It's mainly just a case of practice. Obviously, as you get more and more practice, your reaction times get a lot better, and you get much more used to the reactions become almost kind of subconscious, so you get much more used to reacting a lot quicker. Okay, so when this thing at the side flashes green, it means you've got full power, so you can then basically run with immunity for however many seconds. You can increase the amount of seconds you can run with immunity depending on the power-ups that you've got. So I just dodged some fire there, so that's quite exciting. So loads of different stuff that you things you've got to avoid, and as you can see, I'm pretty good at this because lots of practice. And the things that the obstacles you will get. I say that, but I just died. So you can actually save yourself using a gem. I've got a few of these now because I've been collecting them. So I can use this to get myself a save thing, and that has given me a shield thing for 20 seconds after I become alive again. So that'll basically stop me falling peril to any of the obstacles for the second until that wears off, which it now almost has. So I managed to get underneath there, and that one. Obstacles do get more difficult and more of them as you go further through your distance. So that's something to look out for and something to be aware of. Just go a little bit careful. And you want to collect the coloured little coin things that you're collecting are really, really useful, because what essentially you're doing with those is you're using them to save up for power-ups, so you can get more regular power-ups. Really, so seriously collect as many of those as possible, and also they also power up your running meter. You can change what you have as your thing in your running meter. So in my case, I'm having a shield because I personally find that the most useful, because it gives me maybe 10 seconds of just brain break, which can be quite useful, especially if you're on a slightly longer run. Okay, so I did pretty well there. I got 1,000 coins. So essentially, if you can get kind of a decent distance every time, you'll need about 10 runs before you can start buying things. Especially when you get to the later power-ups, which I'm on. You can also do what you saw when it first came up, is for extra 2,250 odd coins, you can basically boost yourself, so you jump 1,000 meters forward, which is really good if you're doing a meter race. So sometimes after your goals you've got to complete you've got to try and get a certain amount of meters through the course. And there's a gem. Yay, we like gems. Gems obviously help things. But yeah, you got 1,000 meters through the course, and so that does cost you 2,000 odd coins. And obviously, if you're trying to save up for power-ups, it's trying to decide what you want to spend your money on. As with real life, to be honest. Another thing you have to consider. Okay, so currently back up to 1,000 meters again. So there's a magnet there. So if I did get that magnet, basically what that magnet does is it magnetizes me, so all the coins go to me without having to actually hit them, which is quite useful if I can get it. So bit of a pain that I missed it, but such is life. And I just ran into a ball. That's really impressive. Okay, so you also have goals on this one. So this one I've just completed one goal, so I've just now got a new one, which is finish a global challenge. I can also got some redeem 10 artifacts rewards, and I've also got 1,000 meters collecting other stuff, so I can basically do stuff for this. So this is going to the store, so this is the stuff that you can buy, like extra stuff so you can power up yourself with different things and all that kind of thing. So there's lots of different stuff you can do with this. Okay, so moving on to Minion Rush. Minion Rush is pretty much essentially the same concept, but it's got minions. Minions are awesome. I love the films. The films are awesome. So this is the like tutorial level. Okay, so basically I downloaded a new copy of this game and didn't sync my profile initially, so I could show you guys this little tutorial level, because then you get a bit of an idea of actually what you're doing, and the dynamics are very, very similar to Temple Run, so just in case you guys haven't played these kind of games before. So pretty easy, as you can see. So essentially just running as far as you can at this point. So, and under there again, so you're trying to avoid obstacles, and this time you're trying to collect bananas. And bananas give you more points, and more points equals more prizes, as I think, and then you swap them in, and you can swap them in for stuff and power-ups and stuff like that. Very much like the last type of game. So looking at Despicable bonus, basically you try and have to catch as many of your minion friends as you can. The more of those you can get, the bigger Despicable bonus you can get, which means you can get more bananas, because the bananas then on a time, so each banana is worth 4 bananas rather than, well, in this case 2 bananas rather than 1 banana, and now 3 bananas, so, well, 2 and a bit. Okay, basically the story is with this, I went through about 6 months of playing this absolutely addictively. I have racked up about 2 days equivalent worth of game time on this game. I was properly addicted for a really long time, to the point I don't do this very often. I was spending real world money on this game to get myself extra lives, extra power-ups, and I eventually had to just go, I need to stop playing this game. It was becoming way too addictive. It's about the time I started knitting to try and give myself a break from screen time, because I was screen timing at work, screen timing on my phone, and I just needed a break. So it's actually been quite nice to come back and play this today. It's like visiting an old friend again. It's really fun. And as you can see, I don't know if I'm speaking too much out of my own arse here, but I don't think I've lost the knack. So this bit you have to basically tilt your phone about, so, and try not to die. Obviously, not dying is always a good plan. I personally try and avoid the gas, because it tends to make your screen go a little bit smoky and you can't see very well, so avoid the farty gas. Highly recommended. Avoid farts. That's always a good lesson in life, is avoid farts, I personally find. Avoiding farts is always a good one. So we're now on, oh mate, we're on ×3 now on bananas. That'll be ×4, yay! So obviously my bananas are now starting to rack up really quickly. So see what I mean about the farty gas, it's not great, and then you get distracted and then that happens. So bad times really. Okay, this is the major difference between like Temple Run and Minions. So in Minions game you're playing with levels. So you've got, each level gives you a different challenge. So in this case I've got to collect 35 bananas to get my first fruit, and so I need to get the fruits to enable me to unlock, other than that I need to get at least 1 fruit to unlock the next level, and then I need to unlock the next group of levels by collecting enough fruit over the course of the group of levels. So this is the major difference with Temple Run. So I tend to find Minion Run tends to keep my focus and is much more addictive, because of the fact you have to complete the levels and get the fruit in order to get onto the next level group, and so there is an actual purpose to it, where Temple Run I find you're running a lot more aimlessly, if that makes sense, because you kind of just have to collect things, and it's just collecting for collecting's sake and making your runs better for the sake of making your runs better. It doesn't actually get you anywhere in a sense. So I think there's much more gamification in this side of it, because you have to actually complete levels, and there's a thing about if you complete the levels you're on to the next stage, and so on and so forth. I personally find, for me, that makes it a heck of a lot more addictive than Temple Run. So in this case, it was first couple of levels, obviously, as most games are super easy. So I had to get like 30, 50 odd bananas to get my, well, 100 bananas to get my 3 fruits. So that was simply easy. Did that in like one go, as you could see, and I promise there was no editing there. That was just me being awesome. So I really love these type of games. I just, like I say, I find them super addictive, super easy to play. Literally, it's just a pick up and play kind of thing, especially with these kind of levels where you're having to just get the amount. It means you very, very quickly. So you can see here the levels. You very quickly, you can just sit and play a level and have a quick go. It doesn't take a huge amount of time, and personally I find for mobile games that's the kind of games I want to play. If I'm going to sit down and play for a really long time, I really want to be playing on a PC or a console, purely because of the screen size. I find my eyes get very, very tired if I have to look at a small console, like a small screen like this, for a long time, and it doesn't do my eyes much good. So for me, always a winner with mobile games is just going a little bit smaller, and a little bit like smaller in terms of the amount of time you have to do per playthrough. So Minecraft, I will sit there and play for hours. This one, I need it to maybe do 10-15 minutes ago, if that, and then that'll do my amount. And the nice thing of this as well is once you complete your objective for that level, you're done. So way done. I don't have to keep going until I finish and die, which as you get better goes on for a lot longer. Just a thought. So yeah, it goes on for a heck of a lot longer. Okay, so this is where I make things interesting. So I have now just smurged my two my old profile in. So we're now actually playing on my actual profile, which I've just downloaded for the first time in I don't know, about a year. So I will show you in a sec. So this is now, as a result, I now get a lot more access to different features of the game because I am that much further. So you get a lot more different additional challenges you can do. You get a lot more weapons and stuff like that, and a lot of extras in the game, and the VIP events. And I've also got Gru coins and stuff like that, and I've got some which I have actually brought because I wanted to play and keep playing, and I didn't want to stop. So yeah, as you can see here, the amount of levels that I've unlocked. Like, there's loads of different areas. So this is back where we were initially on the old game, on the game I was just playing. So this is back in my version of the game. So I've managed to get through to the next stage. So it's all the pretty beachy stuff, and there's through to another like desert islandy type place. And then we go through to some sort of, I think that's the jam factory, some sort of jam factory concept. And again, so yeah, this is, I've been playing, as you can see, I've done a lot of levels on this, and actually done pretty well. So most of these levels now are like 2 to 3 fruit, which you do need to actually unlock the next stage. So as you can see, because this is much more gamified and you have to finish stuff and you have to do stuff to get on to the next level, your brain is very much like, I've got to get this done, this needs doing, obviously I can't get to the next level. So you then go and play stuff and you replay. Whereas with Temple Run, you don't have that same need to get stuff finished. There isn't the same issue. So you just have to just get stuff done. You just play. In Temple Run, you play for the sake of playing because it's a good game and it's easy to play and it looks really cool. And if you're not really a Minions fan, then maybe you prefer the skinning of the game. Reskinned as Minions with a level concept, I find a lot more, entrapping. I find, look, I got a freeze ray. How awesome is the freeze ray? You do not get that in Temple Run. I find it a lot more engaging. I will stay playing this game for a heck of a lot longer. And I doubt this is going to get deleted straight away because I'm probably going to really get addicted to it again. Although, fingers crossed, I'll still be able to get some knitting done before Babs gets here, because I've got a lot of craft projects to catch up on before Babs gets here. But anyway, I'm just gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave this playing because this is really cool. You basically have to throw basically you get boss modes as you get slightly further on. So you have to try and defeat the bosses. In this case, it's Victor. So I have to try and defeat Victor by throwing droids at him, and I need to throw a certain amount of droids at him in order to be able to win the level. which is pretty awesome. So there we go. He's going to reappear later in the level, and then I can carry on throwing joints at him because that's what I want to do with my day. Okay, so this is, I think, where I'm going to leave it here. So this is Temple Run versus Minions. I personally, I prefer Minions because it's so much more addictive. I prefer Temple Run because I can literally stop when I want to play. I can play the type of game that I like playing and stop it when I want to because I'm not addicted to it. So I don't quite know who wins on this one. I personally think Minions wins because Minions always win and Minions are awesome. So we're going to go with that, although that's not the most logical review I think I've ever done. But we will stick with that for now, I think. So go for Minions if you want something that's going to be level based, level orientated, and that's the kind of thing that gets you going and you don't mind spending quite a lot of time on games, and maybe you've got a bit of a long trip coming up or something like that. Personally, I would stick to Temple Run if you just literally want something you're going to play for a couple of minutes on the bus, or a couple of minutes waiting for a meeting or something like that, because you can quite easily stop and put it down. It's a lot easier, trust me. So that would be my thought on the subject. Both of them are skinned really well, both of them play really well. I've not found any major bugs on any of the games. I haven't found any bugs on either of the game, to be fact. They just both look really, really good. Both are really easy to play. So if you agree with my reviews, that would be awesome. If you don't, that's also awesome. Please leave both bits of feedback in the comments below, as per normal. Don't forget to like the video, that would be awesome. I'd love you forever. And don't forget to subscribe, because how else will you know when other awesome videos pop up? And also don't forget to check out the other videos. We've got loads of videos now on Mobile Monday playlists, so go check those out because you blatantly need more games on your mobile. And don't forget to check out all the other games we're playing. Dan is currently still playing Dishonored 2, which is obviously pretty new out. So he's currently doing his first initial walkthrough of that. So go and check that out. And just be awesome. And thank you very much for watching. And thank you and good night.